Let's go live. All right. Welcome from the crossroads of America. Talk show, shooting with disabilities. But we also talk gun, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience. Either do it in the chat or by email at rickslife at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I got a Patreon page, PayPal, and all that other stuff in the info section below. So we got that out of the way. First in the chat tonight was Kingpin, then Tactical Fud, Guns and Barbecue, 2 Live Moo. So far, I said I've only just gone live, so people are starting to creep in. Creep in, is that the correct word? That don't sound good, really, to creep in. No, but anyway. As also right now at the moment, my hopefully we should get some more panelists, but right now we got the one and only Squibload. How you doing, Squib?
Hey.
Yeah. All right. So I was telling Squib before we went live that be honest with you, I'm not sure how long the show is going to go tonight because my back is absolutely killing me. I went to my doctor's yesterday, and they're setting me up. Got to go for an MRI and all that good stuff. I told them better find a machine that's big enough, because I'm a big boy, and I hate those damn machines. It's claustrophobic to me. Anyway, so what my doctor thinks, he could be totally wrong, but he said what I think. He said I think your my spinal stenosis is deteriorated a little bit more, and that's why it's hurting more. And I said, well, what do we do about the pain in the meantime? He said, well, lose weight. I said, yeah, okay. But I said, that's not going to help me overnight, is it? He's increased my capapentin. Is that how you pronounce it? I said, yeah, all right. But I mean, I don't think it does any good anyway. But so he's increased it. I take what I'm doing 9, 10, 11. I'm taking 1,200 now with this new increase. An extra 300. So see how that goes. But right now it's But then again, I mean, I'm just sitting here. It hurts to move around and stuff, but it's so goddamn cold anyway. So I'm not. It's not that I'm going out over my friend's house shooting or anything because it's too damn cold. As I get older, I become more of a wuss. I think I'm not like I used to be. So anyway, we have another member of the panel just joined us. New York Outcast, how you doing?
Doing all right. How's it going, guys?
I don't know if you heard me. I said I don't know how long the show is going to go tonight. My back is absolutely killing me.
All right.
I can't. I mean, lay down it hurts. Stand up it hurts. Sit down it hurts. It just hurts. And there we go. That's part of getting old and getting fat. So, but actually, I mean, the stenosis would be there whether I was fat or not. Whether it would hurt so much is another question, I guess. I don't know. Because I mean, basically, what he's doing is my spine is tightening around all my nerves, my spinal cord. Isn't that what it is? Because it's where it goes up and it squeezes everything inside there. So I don't know. Anyway, So what are you up to? New York Outlaw.
Not too much. Last few hours cleaning like a madman.
Why?
Just need to. So taking back my office come hell or high water. So throwing all her shit out. She's got a wrapping paper out of there and all types of different shit that should have never been in there to begin with.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I mean, your office is normally spotless,
Yeah,
not a piece of
I,
paper on the desk.
that's how I try to keep my stuff. But
You know.
I guess they say opposites attract. So
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, so that's where. Oh, by the way, when you guys were talking to me the other day, whether I still had my way I feel right now, I couldn't do a damn thing. But there's a unrestricted 1.3 acres. It has electric, water, and a septic on it, and $25,000. That's the going price now. Price of property's gone sky high, but to have septic, water, and electric on there. I mean, that's when you look at it that way, that's not bad, really. You know, so I'm going to look into it to see if it's feasible. You know, so
yeah, you never know unless you try.
yeah. So anyway, that's thought I'd just mention it to you guys that I haven't given up on it. I still keep my eye open, and then that one got flagged today with an email. It just came on the market. So anyway, that's where we're doing. Oh, some where did I see it on? Where in the hell did I see it? Can't remember now, but there's a third. There's only, from what I can understand, there is only two manufacturers in the United States of primers. You know, one of them, why is it Winchester, and the other one is Federal. I mean, yeah, they have off brands they cover. I think Federal does CCI and that kind of stuff, and Winchester does another couple names. But there is a third one that is starting up. I think it's down in Texas. I think it's Texas. They've taken over an old military base where they used to make ammo, and they're taking it over to make primers and stuff like that. And they reckon they should be up and running by March, April time. So I'm just saying that could be
helpful.
Could be helpful. Add some more ammo on the market, or at least get primers out there, because that's the biggest holdup is primers. You know.
Yeah. Well, I assume one company would just put a tiny little, relief, depending on their startup. But in a sense, but hey, anything that helps is a blessing. So
yeah.
I assume they get in there now and make some decent contracts, even with maybe smaller, manufacturers or whatever, people that do the reloads and sell them or this or that, or make new ammunition out of recycled ammo, however you want to call it. But they got in good like that now and had a decent deal. Even when things settle down, for loyalty purposes, they might stick with them, and you never know. Yeah. All depends on how you do business, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, like the other two companies, I mean, put it this way, military contracts are going to get done first before the civilian market. So if those two got the military contracts, it'll leave the third manufacturer to do the domestic market. Hopefully, I don't know. Let's wait and see. I'm trying to think where I saw that at. Did I read it or watch it?
What's the big deal, though?
On what?
I mean, I think that's great. That's capitalism. But what's the big deal?
Well, in certain parts of the country, that you can't find primers for love or money. I'm not saying everywhere. They might be plentiful in Michigan, but here in southern Indiana, you can't find a primer on the shelf anywhere to buy.
Well, if a company in Texas is starting up and they take forever to get stuff out the market, it probably still won't come out to where you're at.
Well, it's better news than hearing one of the two companies that are going is shutting down or something. So
Yeah, but
why are you such a downer, Squid?
There's more than two companies making primers. There's primers out there.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I mean, I'm glad that in your area and stuff that you can get them, but you can't get them down here. And yeah, unless you, I mean, I suppose I could buy them online and spend quite a bit of money to make it worth the while because you got to pay the hazmat fee for them to ship them to you. So but every time I've gone to get them online, every time there they are, and I go back and time I pulled my piece of plastic out of my wallet, they're sold out. Oh well, that's life.
Speaking of plastic,
Hey, Patriot.
I probably made Squid proud today. I just bought my daughter her first shotgun, and I used my plastic just so I could throw it around, whatever.
Just for
Well,
you.
I mean,
Should save that for the show, man.
the shotgun's kind of lame and boring, but the plastic is at least the American way to do things. So
Yeah. Well, I bought her an
Damn
over under.
fools.
What'd you
Of
buy?
course, he'll get out of it. He'll be like, I didn't see the bill.
I bought her a Mossberg Silver Reserve 12 gauge over and under.
Very nice.
Yeah, I like it.
It fits her and everything.
Yeah, she loves it. So we'll see how she does with it. But
yeah. So she's looking forward to doing the old skeet crap shooting, huh?
Yeah, now that she's actually felt the shotgun, and yeah, she's excited about it, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Now has she got all the other stuff like the hearing protection and the case to carry the firearm in and all that good stuff?
I might change a couple things, but yeah, she's got everything. But yeah, they supply the vest and all that stuff because that's part of the.
Oh, they do?
The team or whatever. But yeah, Hearing Pro, all that stuff. I got plenty of that stuff. And then
don't they wear that big bag on their side that has all the shells in it and shit?
I don't know. I've never shot it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's great. So when's it start?
That's gonna dispute it. I thought it started tomorrow, but it's I believe February 10th.
Well, that ain't that far off.
No, it's just 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's good.
So I actually went to a gun shop I hadn't been to in 25 years.
Yeah.
It's they're the only ones around that actually had over and unders. So, and they had a bunch of them. Yeah, it went from I was looking at 2, and then the next one was like 17,000. I was like, nah, you're falling back. You don't need to look at that. Oh,
yeah. So, Well, I'm glad you found something for her anyway. So, and they were able to take care of it for you.
Yeah, I think I was the first blind guy they dealt with though, because they were all they didn't know what end was up. But
Yeah,
I,
but that definitely confused them.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just pushed through it and
Yeah.
but,
Well, your plastic is good as the next man's. You know.
yeah, I don't think they were expecting me just to buy one. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's good
Now,
though.
I mean, I'm assuming what your ex-wife take you or a friend or something.
No, my parents came over.
Okay.
They've been gone for a couple. They went down to Florida, like most people their age. They spent a couple weeks, so they just got back. So they came over to see us, and I was like, "Hey, I'll go to the gun shop." So then we went to dinner.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Oh, I just read your side chat there, New York Outcast. Well, yes, you were late, so I did go live before you got here. Yeah.
No problem.
I was on time. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was. So, hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having me. Welcome
Yeah.
to my chaos of office drama.
Yes. So I'm glad you're getting that taken care of. But as I was saying, in case anybody's just joined us, that I'm going to try to stay for the full hour, but I'm not guaranteeing it because I don't know if you heard me. I went to my doctor's and they're setting me up to go get an MRI. I said, well, you better find a hospital or someplace that has a big one because I said I can't stand those things. They're claustrophobic. And he thinks my spinal stenosis has deteriorated. And right now he's increased my medication. So that's where we're at right now. And I said, my back's just sitting here. My back is absolutely killing me. It's, I don't know. It just hurts. There ain't no other word for it. It just hurts. No matter what I do, lay down, stand up, walk, sit, it just hurts. Constant right now. Has been for about a week. And so it's a real pain in the ass. So, and, I just, I'm not feeling it, if you know what I mean. I'm just, because it's on the back of my mind, the pain in my back. Anyway, so that's where we're at. If anybody wanted to know what was happening. So I said it's been freezing here. I don't think it got out of single digits today. It was cold. I said my back was hurting me, but I persevered, climbed in my truck, went down to the diner, and that was a mistake.
Outcast tells you that every week.
That was what I'm saying is I wasn't even comfortable there. I ate my breakfast and I got up and I said, guys, I gotta go. And I left. I said, I'm just miserable. I can't get comfortable and it's real pain. I mean, I tell you what has helped a little bit is like my brace I'm wearing is I've got it. I've pulled it super, super tight. And that seems to have helped a little. So I don't know. But I've got it so tight, I'm having trouble breathing. I got it pulled so tight. Not only does it have the piece of hard plastic or whatever you want to call it in the back, it has it here in the front too. I don't know if you can hear it. So it's got me squeezed in right now. So, but that's the only thing that seems to be helping right now. It's helping a little bit anyway. So, So what else? What else is new? So I haven't. So because of the situation, I haven't. What you call it? Sighted in my scope yet on my AR-15. I just, as I was saying earlier, it's too damn cold, and the older I get, the more of a wuss I become. You know. Yeah. Oh, unknown user. I've been in constant back pain since the 1980s. Yeah. Oh, I know that feeling. You know, it's I can't lay on my. He said, I haven't been able to sleep laying flat for 11 years. Yeah, I can't. I have to. Yeah, I mean that's. I have to lay on my side. I can't lay flat on my back. I can't even lay on my stomach and lay flat that way. I have to lay on my side, either my right side or my left side, and it's and that wakes me up too. Constantly laying on my side all the time. But with my new mask and shit that I got not my new mask, I got the new plastic piece and a new head strap. Since I've had that, I've slept better in the last couple of days. So, yeah. Yeah, don't feel bad. I wanted to go shoot yesterday, but the high was 18. So I stayed home and did chores. Yeah, I know the feeling, Defense Dad. Yeah, I mean, it's been cold. I mean, we've had a cold snap here. But then it is January, so it is wintertime. So I shouldn't complain in that sense. As long as there's no heavy snow, so I'm not complaining. And luckily I have the automatic start installed on my truck. So normally, like when I'm getting dressed in the morning, I'll hit the old, because I had the keys sitting in the kitchen. I'll just hit the old button on my key flop and get the truck started while I'm getting dressed. So the time I get out there, it's nice and toasty. So, that's one advantage. Then in the summertime, I have it set up for the AC to kick on as soon as I start it. So it's nice and cool when I get into it. That was one of the best investments I ever had when I had that installed in my truck years ago. So if I ever get a new vehicle, it's got to have that in it, because it is great.
I don't think you can buy a new vehicle without air conditioning, Rick. It's been that long since you bought a new vehicle.
No, I'm not saying air conditioning. I'm talking about the automatic start thing.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, because. All right, never mind. Yeah. Well, no, I don't know that you can buy one without automatic start. I don't even know that you can buy one without that anymore.
I don't know. I said it's been years since I bought that truck I drive now. I bought it secondhand, and I bought it 12, 14 years ago. It's the last vehicle I bought.
You can't even get manual windows anymore, can you?
Can't get a manual transmission anymore.
Yeah, remote start is nice too, Live Moon. It really is. I like it.
Something like 13%, 13 to 17 still run manual. So are still, they still make 13 to 17% of vehicles manual. Have that option. So don't give up on it yet.
I'm not giving up. If they said if I had to pay more to get my truck with a manual transmission, I would have paid more for it. Now, I don't like the fact that it's not available. But if I had a manual, I wouldn't have the remote start. So,
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I always said I would never have an automatic, but I mean, I've driving a stick shift in traffic is a real pain in the ass. It really is.
And you have so much traffic, don't you, Rick?
I'm not talking here. I'm talking, from where I was before. It's just a real pain in the ass. Clutch in, clutch out, clutch in, clutch out. It's a real pain in the ass.
I'd agree. In cities and stuff, it can be a pain.
I honestly believe everybody shouldn't get a driving license until they can drive a stick shift. Because you never know when you might need one. If there's an emergency and that's all that's available, what in the fuck are you going to do if you've never driven one?
Really?
Really what?
I don't think people should be able to get a driver's license if they can't drive a manual transmission. Shit, there are people that are perfectly capable of driving a manual transmission who still shouldn't have a driver's license. Or even if you took their license, they'd still be out there getting in my way.
I think it's a good skill to have, definitely. Because, it transfers over into a lot of different things, especially different equipment, vehicles. Yes, there's a lot of straight trucks that are automatic now, but there's still, it's getting rarer with that type of rental vehicle or something like that. But there is still standards out there, depending what you're doing, especially any kind of farming. I mean, if you can drive a stick, you can fit into a lot of places. So, or save yourself money and rent a piece of equipment and do it yourself. A lot of things are very similar. So I think it's a skill people should have, especially like, men in a sense, because you're supposed to be the ones doing the work. Not just some man thing, but you know what I mean? It's just one of them things. Like you should be able to change a tire.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Everybody should know how to change a tire, too. Whether you do or not, it's another story. But you should at least know how to. You should at least change one when you're learning to drive. So you know how it's done. My I haven't changed a tire in years, but I know how to do it.
You're gonna learn how to change a tire in driver's ed, and then 5 years later, when you
don't.
Well, in some states, if you don't take driver's ed, you can't get a license until you're 18. So I guess it just depends on where you're at. So regardless, which doesn't make any sense because you wait a couple more years and then you only kind of take their stupid class. What's the difference? Anyhow, let's say you learn to do it by doing it one time when you first learn how to drive, and then it's years later before you change one for yourself. You're out in the middle of nowhere. It's dark. Nobody there to help you, and the car ends up on top of you. Good job, Rick. Good job.
I think that carries over with iron sights too. You should learn on iron sights before you get all that girly, whatever optics and stuff that are just a fad.
The key to that point that Squid made is don't be a dumbass. If you're insecure, read the instructions on the jack.
Absolutely. Read the manual. It tells you how to change a tire. If you can't do it without dropping if you can't do it without dropping the vehicle on yourself, then you need to go back to driver's ed and learn to do it right.
Or you should just have stick around and teach your kids how to do it before they even take training.
They go to scissor jacks can be iffy.
That's probably a problem.
Yeah,
a lot of those scissor jacks can be iffy if there's angles. So obviously, the most common thing, avoid angles.
I remember my dad teaching me how to change a tire in the driveway. So, and I've had to do it many a time on the side of the road back in the old days. When I drove recklessly, and tires were cheap. Used to what's called used to put retreads on. They used to, they weren't the greatest tire in the world, so they used to go flat quite a lot. Oh, back in the days when I was young and dumb, drove a manual transmission. Changed my own tires. Back, so I even learned how to. Trick I learned. Everybody should know this one too. Is like if you ever decide to change your own oil, and you don't have that little gadget to hook around your oil filter to undo it, just stick a screwdriver through it and turn it that way. You get oil over your hand, but you'll be able to get the filter off.
You can, but be careful.
So I'm just saying these little tricks that nobody.
Rick, that doesn't always work. The little gadget is called an oil filter wrench. Holy shit! This is like Dumb and Dumber.
I've never had my screwdriver fail
when I've done it.
When I've used a screwdriver, it's never failed me. But then again, it might be different in Michigan.
You should use the right tool, but in a jam,
and it doesn't work, and then you have to drive up to the store to get the correct wrench. You're gonna have oil all over. Silly.
Hey,
silly. I agree with.
Don't drive without a filter.
Yeah, don't drive without your oil filter wrench. So there you go. That's the moral of that story. I'll just letting people know that there's a way of doing it without the wrench. It's worked for me every time, but I can't guarantee it will work for you. I guess it depends on how long you had the oil filter on there. Because I've known some people not to change their oil for years. I've known people to drive a car for years and never changed the oil. All they done was kept adding oil to it, and they figured that was good enough. So, how many? Were you collecting them there, Rob?
No.
What do you do?
I've had to do it. Even owning all these, there has been a time where I've had to use a screwdriver because I didn't have the right one at that time. I've actually got an adjustable one upstairs, but these are just.
What are you doing with those in your group? I thought you were working on your office.
I was, but you bring them up, so I just ran down and figured I'd, point out what you should use versus a screwdriver. But in a jam, if you're careful, a screwdriver could work.
That's
or
what
a really
I was
big
saying,
pair of channel locks if you can get to the filter. But obviously not the newer plastic filters where there is, there's not an outside metal canister.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's even changed nowadays. And
yeah, careful with those because you'll crack those pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well. I even on my motorcycle, I I was filling in the tire. I pulled over to the gas station and was putting air in the front tire. And it was an old bike. I only just picked it up. So I didn't know a lot about it, but I went to put air in it. And as I put air in it, the damn valve split, right where it joins inside the tire. I went, you son of a bitch. Had no way to do anything. You know what saved the day? Duct tape. I took some duct tape, taped that. I filled it up with air. I got more air in it than it was coming out. And I pulled the duct tape and I pulled the valve over where it laid flat. taped it down and it held till I got home. It's amazing, you know. I didn't have far to go, and I had a couple of miles, and I went real slow. But what I'm saying is, I saved the day with the old duct tape, you know. Man, that was going back some years ago too. What was that, wine cellar?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, so that's what you waste your money on.
No, I don't even drink that stuff.
And why you
Just
got it
in
for?
case. Gifts.
Oh,
Pretty much. If it wouldn't make me a criminal, I'd send Squib some, but, you know, apparently there's some type of law about that, state lines or some shit, even if it's not for sale.
oh, what?
Between
Shipping
certain states.
alcohol?
Yeah, something. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd figure I was going to talk to my post office and see, but maybe Michigan, it's a crime. I have no idea.
Yeah, there's some weird shit going on in Michigan. I don't know what it is about that state, you know? So, oh, God. Oh, well, I'm hanging in there still, so we're not doing too bad. Ain't talking about shit, but, you know, except for things I remember as a young man many years ago. Maybe I'm thinking all this shit because my birthday's coming up soon, you know? And, that's the thing, though. Once I hit the big 6'5", I can't. I'm not classed as. Am I still classed as disabled, even though my Social Security goes from Social Security disability to regular Social Security? That's what I've been told. I don't know if it's true or not. You know, so kind of you know, saying you're on disabilities like a status symbol, you know. I shouldn't laugh. It hurts my back. I was thinking about that today too. You know, when I left the diner and I walk outside and I climb into my truck again, and I'm going, God, why am I doing this for? Because my back was hurting me. You know, I said, there's got to be an easier way. I was thinking, maybe it's time to get rid of the truck. You know, because it's you know, it's an old 4-wheel drive. It sits high, so I had steps put on it if I could get in the damn thing, and you know, I have to hold on to the thing and pull myself in, and it's hey, Tony York's in the house. I ain't seen him in yonks.
I'd be cautious in a sense. Maybe, you know, ride with somebody first before you go ahead and just, you know, sell your truck and try to buy something else or whatever. But just to make sure you don't mind dropping in something lower and then having to climb out, because
Good
you know,
point.
you kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
I know my dad, he always preferred if, you know, if I'd given him a ride for some reason, it was my truck over the car, just because he didn't like having to climb back out. But I assume everybody's preference may vary. So, it, you know, you get too low, you might get stuck. So, or, you know, be a
Yeah.
disaster trying to get out of the damn thing.
Yeah. Also, actually, I have a harder time getting in even my truck, any vehicle. I have a hard time getting in from the passenger side. You know, especially like my truck, if I got to pull myself up, because I use my left arm, and that's how I get in and out of my truck now. I grab hold of the thing and pull myself up. Well, I don't have to, because of my bad shoulder and my right arm. I can't grab hold of the thing and pull myself up. I have to grab hold of it with my left hand and sort of stand backwards. It's really weird to watch me get in the vehicle. It really is.
Or you should hop in and out of the driver's side, like maybe your buddies at the diner or something when you're down there. It's probably rare. I assume it maybe doesn't happen, or maybe somebody's pickup's broke and they drove their wife's car or SUV. But maybe you should go outside and ask if you could hop in just to see how it feels getting in and out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've gotten in. I've ridden in other people's vehicles.
Yeah,
before.
but you're saying ridden versus driven, and if you have a harder time on the left side, you may be judging it wrong. So if you pop in on the right, or driver's side, however you're looking at it, it might be a different experience. Just stating, it hates to give up one headache for another, and then still have a problem. So
yeah. Well, I'd say
check it out. It ain't gonna be nothing but ass. It may look at you funny, but
yeah,
they probably do anyway. Let's be honest.
Well, put it this way: I don't plan on getting another vehicle. I'm going to try to keep my truck running as long as I'm still around. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's rusted out, I'm still gonna. The engine in my Ford. It's running great. It really is. So, I think honestly, I've got 120. It's a 97 F-150, and it's got 125,000 miles. That's it on it. So it's in pretty good shape. Well, and I like driving a truck too. I really do. It's so much. I don't know. I like sitting up higher. And we've already discussed it. Getting in. Because I like it also because when you open the door, it's. I said I can grab hold of that thing and pull myself in. I'm not fighting with a small gap because it's so big anyway.
I'd say you might be best, struggling more to get in versus getting out.
Oh, getting
just in
out
case
of
an
a
accident or an emergency. It's probably, if you had to pick one, I'd rather get out of a vehicle faster than I got in it.
Oh yeah,
that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Normally because of my back, what I normally do is even get out of my truck is I open the door, swing my legs around, and I just slide out. I don't have a problem doing that. So yeah, like I've driven in my friend's car, and as you said, got pulled up somewhere. I have to. It's like getting out of this chair. I have to stand up to get out, instead of just sliding out like in my truck and stuff. So it's harder getting it out of a vehicle that's lower to the ground for me. But,
worst come to worst, Squib can pop down, take you out shopping. And he's,
yeah.
Used vehicles, no big deal to him. Not with his
I was thinking the
level credit cards.
I was thinking the way my back is feeling. I was thinking of my scooter. It's sitting outside under a cover. I haven't used it in 7 or 8 months. I'm thinking of pulling it out, make sure the mice haven't gotten to it.
You haven't charged the battery or drained it?
Charge the battery up, see if it still works.
You'd be lucky if it does.
Well, I bet if I charge the battery up, it'll work.
Those things are real temperamental. Good luck.
Yeah. I've had no problems with it in the past, so I don't foresee any now. So, but I'll just say I thought I would plug it in to charge it up just in case I need it. In case I got to put my carrier back. Well, I'll have to get my friend to come over and put it back on the back for me. To carry my scooter around. But right now, I'm it's right the last few days. Like when I've gone into the store, I've had to take a shopping basket, shopping cart, basket, whatever you wish to call them, and hold on to that to walk around the store because it hurts so much. So I haven't needed my scooter. So we're saying just get a quad. I don't know if I can swing my leg over on a quad. You know, that's the problem with one of those. You know, so
A golf cart with one of them high boost engines in it.
yeah. Well, as I said, I would love to have a side by side. You know, I don't need one, but I would love to have one. So, but they ain't cheap either. You know.
No. Well, Squib might be able to get it for you.
Well, side by side.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't, and they're basically automatic, aren't they? You put the handle up or down for forward or reverse. You know, I believe. But even tractors today there's a word for it. You know, you don't even use a clutch on a tractor anymore. You know, just move a lever up or down, go forward or backwards.
Depends on what tractors and stuff, and then how new as well. So, a lot of the homeowner stuff you buy at Lowe's and stuff has that hydrostatic transmission or something like that. So yeah. There's not, just like you're stating, but when you get into heavier equipment and stuff, that starts to change a bit. So unless you get into some really big money, but that's not, I don't know. But there's still a need for, a standard. In my opinion, there's still a need for, that skill. So just because there's one tractor or two out there, I mean, there's more than a couple. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of equipment that's still going to require that.
Less and less, though, Rob. Less and less.
Possibly, but it's going to affect work, in my opinion. So
yeah, by the time you hit retirement age, manual transmissions will be a thing that you look at in the museum, and kids will go, "What's that?" I'm telling you. So, all right. Hey, 10 minutes to go. I've made it so far. So, that's good. So, anyway, what were we discussing? Nothing. Just waffling on as usual.
Guess what I found today when I was cleaning?
Well, cleaning
1,100 rounds of 22 LR. Still.
Well, in your office?
Yeah, brand new, unopened box. So I haven't tried it though, so I don't know if anybody has. It's called the Federal Black Pack. I don't know if it's junk or what, but I would assume not, because I've always had outstanding luck with Federal. So I don't know. But for anybody out there has any information,
if you're only doing plinking with it, what difference does it make?
Oh, I don't want junk. Doesn't matter what I'm doing with it. I get frustrated. I'm not like you guys. Like, I'd probably be that guy in the golf club beating my rifle if it didn't work or something. So my guns work. So I don't want junk ammo. So
your guns work. Those rust buckets that you call a gun.
Hey, they work, man. That's all I'm saying. They're manufactured, and, highly manufactured and sloppy and reliable.
Well, what I'm saying is, if all you're doing is going down your range and plinking,
how do I know that's all I'm doing? I might not touch that for 5 years. I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know. Who knows what could happen? Maybe I got to feed myself with that. You never know.
Yeah, no, you never know. But if that time comes, you'll find out, won't you? In the meantime, you use it for plinking. So that's all I'm saying. You're just a Debbie Downer on everything, basically.
No, that's Squib. That's Squib.
Yeah.
He's Debbie Downer today.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to wind this up because we've only got 10 minutes to go, and my back is hurting, and we're just wasting airspace here because I got nothing really to talk about except the pain I'm in. I'm not eating. I tell you what, here's a first for you guys. I haven't eaten, and you notice I haven't talked about I'm going to stop and go eat. I'm not even going to eat because I can't be bothered to cook. I'll just go without tonight. So I must be feeling pretty bad. Oh,
A lot of evidence that states fasting is a good thing.
Two Live News says, tell Rob that rimfirecentral.com has reviews on that ammo. So there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I hope it lives up to what you expect it to be. But shouldn't you have read the reviews before you bought it? That's like going and buying a car before you realize which one you got.
So you're throwing me off. Rimfire what?
Rimfirecentral.com.
Okay. Yeah, and I think I bought that last year sometime when all that crazy stuff started off. So it must have been a reasonable price, or else I wouldn't have bought it. So I really don't know anything about it.
So you bought it because it was a reasonable price, right?
Yeah.
But you expect it to perform like top of the line defense ammo.
I didn't say that, but if it performs like the regular federal bulk packs I've had, I'm happy because I'll go through. Well, when there used to be 550 packs, now you don't even see those. But I'd go through several of those without even a single failure, which was pretty good. As well as Winchester, IOC, CCI, but I've had the same results basically personally with a lot of what people would call cheaper ammunition, Federal and Winchester, as I had with CCI. So basically, I stock all those. I'm a Federal fan. Federal's always worked good for me. So if it works like that, I'll be happy. But if it runs like those Remington Golden Duds where you can't get through a magazine without issues or something, or a bullet being twisted, or doesn't matter how many times you rotate it, it's not going to fire, blah, 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 all that crap. So I guess that's fine for like a training purpose or something, or just sitting around plinking like you're talking about, you get 5 bad ones throughout a day, big deal, I guess. But personally, I don't even want that in my stock because of that fact. Although I do keep a couple of those tiny small boxes just to test whenever I do a different firearm. But that's just me. So
yeah,
I'm picky. I don't want any guns that don't work, and I don't want any ammo that don't work. So if anything ever happens and my kids got to grab a gun off the wall, or not that I store them on the wall, but New York, but if my kid, whatever, you grab a magazine, it's going to work. You don't have to worry about it.
And I'm not disputing that part, but if you're using ammo just for plinking, then why?
I'm cheap, but I'm not that cheap. That's like steel case. I'm cheap, but I don't buy steel case except to test with. Some people are.
If you're grabbing your plinking ammo to defend yourself, then you're a cheap ass. Ain't no other word for it. I have plinking ammo, then I have my defense ammo.
I don't know. I'd argue I'd say 22s killed more than any other round statistically in America, according to Google. Not that it would be my first choice, but if I needed a firearm and that was the first thing I came across, I'm not going to be like, oh, that's just a 22. You know, so I don't know. I think it depends what you're doing. To this day, 22 still used in certain situations. So
I know he's got. Where
I don't know. Yeah,
where you going with this?
everybody can say what you want. You know, I don't see you guys lining up to
22.
get
I
shot
mean,
with one.
I've got 22 ammo, right? I've got now like my little North American Arms 22 Magnum. I have 22 Magnum that is cheap ass shit that I use for plinking when I'm out there practicing with it. I have 22 Magnum top of the line ammo that I keep loaded in it in case I have to use it for defensive purposes. If you got to use the cheap shit for defense ammo, you're tight ass. Ain't no other word about it.
I trust all my ammo. Yeah.
You know?
Anything that's in a magazine, I pretty much trust. So, and some of that would be mid-range or what some would maybe call cheap shit, but it works fine for me to the point I would trust it for me. So, I mean, to this day, my M&P Compact 22 still hasn't had a single misfire, and like that's pretty crazy. Like out of 1,000, over 1,000 some odd rounds, I don't know exactly. You figure you'd have one shitty round. Still runs great. So
Oh yeah,
I don't know, man. Clean your guns. Don't buy junk, and the stuff should work.
Absolutely. You know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why you're worrying about that ammo. It more than likely will work.
I think you got like a 8 out of a 10 chance with that Remington stuff, personally, that I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it to where I don't know how the rounds are even still sitting there.
So you say that cheap ammo can't defend yourself?
I'd rather avoid that. Yeah, I don't want that in my reach. I'll put it that way. So, nor anybody else's that possibly need it. And I'm not a fan of that. But that's just me. So, like I said, I'm cheap, but I got levels of cheapness. Same thing with like steel case. A lot of people, oh, what the hell? What's the difference? It'll do. I don't care. To me, brass is like a bile deposit. I could save it. I could reload. Steel's nothing.
All right. You're just a cheap ass is all there is to it. So
yeah, but not that cheap. But yeah. Not cheap enough to use golden dust.
yeah. Now, but today's ammo, right? Your normal run-of-the-mill ammo, whether you use it for plinking or whatever for, is a hell of a lot better than ammo was 20, 30 years ago. So I don't know where your problem is. So anyway, my time is up. I made it. It's 7:58. So let's wind this thing down. And I'm sorry for cutting it dead on short, but I said my back is, I got to figure out how I'm going to get out of this chair right now. That's going to be fun to watch. Hope it can hold my weight as I push down on it to stand up. Because this desk here I'm on definitely won't. It wobble. I don't know if you can see the camera wobbling. The whole thing shakes. Anyway, New York Outcast, you got any plugs or shout outs?
Sure. R&L Displays, if you want to support your firearm properly so it doesn't feel abused and get violent, from what some would say. Patriot in the Dark, so go check him out. Decent guy. despite what people may say. And Squib, he doesn't plug his channel, so figure you might want to check his stuff out too. I don't know if he's got something top secret over there, what the deal is. So yeah, says he doesn't care, but he has a channel. So I don't know, maybe a little confused, but check everybody out. Tell your friends, and have a great evening.
All right.
Eat a
Thanks for
salad.
stopping by. All right. Patriot in the Dark. You got anything?
I don't. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You'll be very
I'm
quiet.
glad I got home in time.
Well, I'm glad you did
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know?
So, anyways, just make good choices.
Absolutely.
I don't
Buy
know.
the right ammo.
Nah,
You know?
whatever. Yeah.
All right. Squib, you got anything?
No.
All right. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I really do. And I said, I'm sorry I'm cutting it short and, and stuff, but I said, my back is killing me. And I'm hoping the increase in the medication will click in and help in a day or two. That's what I'm hoping for. So, anyway, I want to say thank you all for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If everything goes according to plan, I will be back here Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So, with that said, I am signing out. So, good evening, everybody.
Good night, Sabrina.